Skull, and welcome back to Valkyrie's Art Corner. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit bell for notification of my new videos. So, since we're on quarantine day, I don't know, I lost count, we're going to do another pour video. This time we're going to do a technique that I've been seeing come up more in popularity, and I figured I want to try it for myself. So what I'm going to do is do my normal Floetrol mix of just probably 25% Floetrol, 25% water, and then a block of paint in there. I really don't know the exact measurement for my paint. And then I'm going to add dish soap into it to kind of see how well it gives the cells. So that's what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to work with another double whammy of Tempera Paint. Tempera Paint, I don't know. That's one of those. And I hadn't seen two commonly, so I'm kind of mixing two of them together, and we're just going to see how this works out. So once we get that all in there, we'll have to mix up the colors, and then we will get to pouring. One thing I like about these pour pictures is that it doesn't take ridiculously long to do them, and even a beginner can start off with them. And yeah. So that's all I really have to say about that. Just get the colors mixed in, and I did not find my mixing stick, so I ended up having to use a pencil. And I did this upstairs where there was a little bit better flat surface up there because my table is kind of tilted, so don't mind the people walking around in the background. So yeah, we actually had my nieces and nephews over today, so. So I was just making sure, yep, that was the neon pink, and then I had like this shimmery blue that I was mixing in, and then this pearl black, or black pearl. I used that in my other pour video for the teardrop vase that I did, and I've come to really like that color. So now I'm just mixing it up as best I can, and I really like this orangey pink neon color. That way it kind of gives it that really nice undertone. And then at the end of this video, you will see a couple other ones. My nieces and nephews were really fascinated with watching me do this, so I let them create their own. And so I took pictures of them, and yeah, so that way you could see, and one is under, actually the majority of them are under 10 years old, and then one's 13. So, yeah. We're going to finish mixing all these together. And then what I'm using underneath here, and I've seen it suggested in others, I do have a dog, so if I have to leave for long periods of time, I'd put these puppy pads down, and they're super absorbent. Haven't had to leave in a very long time, so using these puppy pads to absorb all the paint, and these things are a freaking lifesaver. So yeah, it keeps the spills from going down and everything. So right now I'm just mixing all the colors together and pouring them out on the canvas to see how well that does. And it looks like it kind of mixed a little bit, but it's really separating now, and I love how this neon color came out. It looks amazing. And then I see that there's a lot of bubbles in there, so I did, first I'm going to do this and cover the edges. So I did bring my heat gun up. I don't have a torch, unfortunately, so I just kind of have to work with what I got. So yeah, I could already tell that there was some cells starting to form from the dish soap being in there, which is neat. So also, if you're a kid watching this, please get parents' help with this heat gun. It gets super, super hot. I can't stress that enough. I've burnt myself with it, and it is not fun. So please, 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 if you're an adult, just be careful. So I decided to put it a little bit closer to the canvas to kind of spread it out a little bit. I was just testing it out just to kind of see how the cells would spread out. And I know I had cells there, but I just decided to go right through it to see how well it would spread out. And then what I'm going to do is I have a cup filled with soapy water, and I'm going to start splattering the canvas with it just to kind of see how that goes. This is just a trial and error video just to kind of see what works and what doesn't. And you'll see the final results after that. And see, I had a little too much foam up on top, so it didn't go down right away, so I'll end up having to use my heat gun again to get the rest of that popped. But it's a really fun piece because I'm just kind of bloop, 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 just throwing things at it and then getting used to it, and see how the heat gun kind of pops the bubbles and it makes it merge back in. It also helps, the heat gun helps with the lumps too, because I saw that there was a couple lumps in there and I didn't want it to end up like my other video where it had chunks in there. So I'm going to turn off the light to kind of get rid of the reflection on it, just so I can kind of see it without the light. And it looks pretty darn cool. I almost want to wait until it dries and then try to put a black light over it and see how that turns out. But yeah, excuse me, I'm trying to pick up the camera here. So I turned the light back on so you can see it. It is very bright. It's almost so bright that my camera can't register that orangey red pink color. But I love the cells that are coming out in it. The dish liquid soap idea was a perfect idea. And yeah, it turned out fantastic. So on this next spot right here, that's a picture of it settling down towards not shifting hardly anymore. And then here is one of the nieces and nephews. And number 2. And number 3. And if you like what you saw, just let me know in the comments below.